Hi, I'm Matt. Welcome back to another in-home repair video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the water. Hi, I'm Matt with ApplianceVideo.com. Today we're going to be looking at the Samsung dishwasher here. The customer's complaint is that they go to start a cycle, they hear water coming in, and then what happens is basically the drain pump kicks on, the water drains right back out. It doesn't actually start a wash cycle. There's a couple of errors that you could get if you have a defective flow meter on here. One would be a low water level error. One could be a over water level error, or you could also have a water supply error. The first thing you want to do is verify that your water supply to the dishwasher is good and that you do have proper water pressure coming to the unit. At that point, you would check your case brake sensor, make sure the case brake sensor is moving up and down freely and not seized. If both of those things check okay, your water seems to be coming in fine, then the issue could be with your flow meter. It's basically just a wheel that detects the amount of water that's entering the unit, and if you're getting an error with over water or under water level, the flow meter could be your problem.
You will need the following tools before you begin this repair: a Phillips screwdriver and long nose pliers.
Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove this metal side cover panel here. You just got 2 Phillips screws. Once those screws are removed, the panel will just kind of fold down and lift up. It's just held in by some little tabs at the bottom here. Set that off to the side. Okay, now that we've got the side panel removed, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the inside of the unit, pull the racks out. There's a little locking cover on the inside that actually holds this to the dishwasher that has to be removed. All right, we're going to go ahead and open up the dishwasher. We're going to remove the upper rack. You just pull it out and lift up. And the bottom rack will just pull out. All right, the next step is we're going to go ahead and remove this little locking cover. This is what secures the flow meter assembly to the tub. You're going to turn it counterclockwise. Easiest way to do it is to get something. I'm just going to use a pair of needle nose pliers. Just stick it in one of the little slots. Twist it counterclockwise. It'll release the tabs. And this will pull away. Now you want to take note, you can see right there, that's a gasket. If that thing falls off when you put this back together, the unit will leak. So you want to make sure that you keep that gasket there and that it is in place when you reinstall this. Okay, well, before we remove the case brake and flow meter assembly, I'm just going to give you a quick overview on operation, on how these two parts do work together. So you got your inlet valve up at the front, and there's a line that runs right over to here. So when the unit is filling, the water is coming through this chamber. There's a little wheel right here, which is your flow meter. As the water's coming in, it spins the wheel just like a turbine and sends the informational feedback to the control board to let it know how much water is passing through here. And as it's coming in, this little chamber here, there's a little float in the case brake sensor, and the float will actually raise up with the water level. And if that float is not moving, a lot of times what will happen is there will get a bunch of mold and stuff in here to where that float can't freely move up and down this chamber. And what will happen is after a certain amount of time, it knows how much water is passing through here through the flow meter without a change in this float. So you will actually get an overfill condition error, and it will activate the drain pump and drain the water right back out. So that's basically how this is going to operate. Just the water comes through here, the float comes up, hits a certain level, and it stops the filling. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and remove the flow meter and case brake sensor. We're just gonna pull them both out together as an assembly. What you're gonna do first, you got these electrical, you've got these electrical connectors here. Just gonna basically disconnect your 3 harnesses. And once those are removed, you got 6 different band clamps that have to be backed off. Once the band clamps are all backed off, you can just pull your lines off. It's pretty hard to get them mixed up. These 2 are a different size. The only 2 that are the same size are these 2 drain ports here. Just go ahead and take your last line off. And you can pull your assembly out. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna separate the flow meter from the case brake. To do so, there's a little track right here, and you basically are just gonna be gently pressing up, and that'll pop this little piece here out of the track that it goes into, and then it basically just pulls away like that. All right, now you're gonna go ahead and remove your gasket here. The new flow meter will not come with a gasket, so set that aside. You're gonna need to transfer that, and we'll go ahead and set that over. All right, we got our new flow meter here. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the gasket on. It sets in place there. Now we're gonna take our case brake and reconnect it to the flow meter. Start this tube right up here, and this is just going to drop right into the slots. Just press it down like that. It'll lock in place. All right, now we're going to go ahead and reconnect it to the tub. All right, now we're ready to go ahead and install the assembly here. First thing you're gonna do is just hook up all your lines. Now I find it a little bit easier as you're going to get this small line hooked up first here, and get your band clamp down to hold that in place so it doesn't pop off on you, because these lines are pretty short, not a whole lot of room to work. Just want to make sure that they're fully pressed on there. So we got the second line hooked up here with the band clamp down. Okay, got all 4 lines hooked up. Just Just do a quick double check, make sure they're all seated properly. Now we're gonna go ahead and hook our electrical connections up. This is kind of a difficult part because these lines are really short on here. And they are keyed, so you can't hook the wrong connector up. All right, just do a quick double check, make sure everything's locked in place, and then you can go ahead and fold this up. Again, make sure you still have that gasket there. And now we're gonna go ahead and sort of press it in here. Like that, and we're gonna go to the front of the unit. All right, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and push this through the tub here. We're gonna go ahead and put our locking cover back on. Just put it in place and twist it clockwise, and you'll kind of feel it lock. You can check it out, make sure everything's good there. All right, so now we're just gonna go ahead and put our side panel back on. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take our side panel. We got our 4 little tabs here. Just put those right into the bottom where the slots are at. Your screw holes should line up. And go ahead and just reinstall your 2 Phillips screws. Okay, now at this point we're ready to reinstall the dishwasher, and that will complete the repair. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.